Everybody, Dr. Dan here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Zoom. So I'm really excited about this because we've been wanting to have Zoom as part of our teaching toolkit for a long time now, since March anyway, and Bon Secours Mercy Health has acquired a license and now we're able to use Zoom for teaching. So we're really excited about it, and it's basically replacing Skype as far as conferencing is concerned. So if you have a Mercy computer, if you're using a Mercy computer at home, Zoom is probably already on it. I know it was going to be an automatic download, so that's for if you have a Mercy computer. If you're using your personal computer, you'll want to pay attention to this video because I'm going to show you how to install Zoom if you don't have it already, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to log in through Bon Secours Mercy Health if you already have a personal instance of Zoom, because I know a lot of people use it to communicate with friends and family and have happy hours and all other kinds of things. So if you already have it on your computer, you'll want to pay attention to this. It's not complicated, but there's just a few things you should be aware of. So I'm going to assume, first of all, and this does not apply to most people, that you don't have Zoom on your computer, you don't know what it is, you don't know what to do. So if that's the case, what we're going to do first is we can go to the Zoom site and we can download Zoom onto our computer. So we can download what they call the client or the Zoom software onto our computer, regardless of whether it's a Mac or a PC. And I recommend doing that because I like the way the interface works. If you don't want to install anything on your computer, if you have a really old computer that barely runs and it doesn't have any room for new software, or if you don't have a computer and you rely on someone else's machine, then you don't have to install the client. You can do everything you want to do through a web page. So again, it's just personal preference whether you want it installed or not. Most of you probably have it installed for personal reasons anyway. If you don't have it installed and you want it, what you can do is you can go to Bon Secours Mercy Health, that is bsmh.zoom.us, and you'll land on this page and you can download the client and install the client from here. So that's pretty easy. It's an easy install, and as I said, it runs on Mac or Windows. And as I also said, if you're on a Mercy computer, you don't need to do this because you already have it. And third, it is optional. You can do everything you want to do through the web, with the exception of recordings. So recordings are a little bit easier when you use the client. Actually, I think you have to use the client for recording. So, and I'll talk about recordings in a minute because I know a lot of us are going to want to use that feature. So for right now, what we were talking about was downloading this client at the bottom of our screen. So we did that and we installed it. And what we're going to do next is we're going to log in to the Bon Secours Mercy Health instance of our Zoom account, and we're going to configure it. And this is really important. I learned the hard way. So what you want to do here is when you get to this page, go ahead and click sign in. And if you haven't signed in before, what's going to come up is a Bon Secours Mercy Health login screen, and you're going to have to put your IT credentials in there. So whatever your computer username is and your password for the system, you're going to want to enter there, and then it will take you right to Zoom after it authenticates, and that only happens the first time. So I just wanted to let you know that was the case. Once you get into this profile page, and again, notice the URL is bsmh.zoom.us. Once you get to this URL, you're going to want to go to this profile page. It's really important because if you don't do this up front, you won't be able to record. Now, if you forget to do it and you want to come back later, no big deal. It's super easy. But I just want to make you aware of it at this stage so you'll know what's going on. So here what you want to do is you want to click on recordings. Now, mine is turned on by default, and we'll kind of go through the way it works. Now, it is my understanding that cloud recording is not enabled on our computers. So if you click on cloud recording, you're not going to be able to do that. But that's fine because this is easier anyway. When you are on the recordings, you want to go to local recordings. And what that means is it's going to save the video from your conference on your computer right after the session, which is a great thing because then you don't need to go out to the cloud and get a link and that sort of thing. So we want to know where the recording's at. I'll show you how that works and also show you how to make that recording accessible in Canvas. And that's why this is a 3-part series. So make sure you do this right up front. Get your recording settings set. And if you don't do this, you will not have a recording option when you are using the client or the Zoom software. So make sure you do that up front. Once you get that done, you're good to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the Zoom software on my computer. So if you paid attention to the first part of the video, you downloaded the software, you installed it, the next thing we're going to do is open it. If you already had Zoom on your computer because you've been talking to friends and family and whatever, that's fine. Go ahead and open Zoom at this time. So I'm going to do that. And when you first get into Zoom, when you first get into Zoom, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, when you first get into Zoom the first time, it looks like this, join a meeting or sign in. So what we want to do there is we want to click sign in. And if you've been using Zoom personally, you've been using your personal email and your password to use it, perhaps. Now, if we're going to log in through Bon Secours Mercy Health, we want to select the Sign In with SSO button. SSO in this case meaning single sign-on. I want to caution you, the first time I did this and I had my personal account up and running and I did sign in with SSO, Zoom prompted me several times and said, "Are you sure you want to switch your account?" And I was afraid somehow it was going to take away my personal account, but it doesn't at all, and it's easy to switch back and forth, and I'll show you how to do that. So for now, what we want to do is we want to select Sign In with SSO, and then when you see this screen, search with company or search company domain, by default, my old personal email comes up. Just click on I know the company domain. Oh, hold on. There we go. And you'll see a window like this, and then you just, again, put in Bon Secours Mercy Health, so that's bsmh.zoom. And again, I've been in it before. Had I not been in it, it would have taken me to the main Mercy Health login page, and then I would have just put my Mercy Health credentials in. I would have been good to go. So now it's prompting me to open Zoom, the client software. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on Open. And then once I do that, I'll see this familiar Zoom screen that you're all familiar with. And before I leave this video and go on to the next one, I just want to point out this idea that if you need to switch back to your personal account, you can just go up here to your profile, and you can see I'm logged in under Mercy College right now, so that's fine. If I want to switch accounts, I can just go down here and switch, and I can go back to my personal account anytime for use, outside the college or whatever. So that's that. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to get Zoom set up, and we'll talk about a little bit of etiquette.